Here's a story about how I got trashed by my girlfriend at her family dinner, and how I leveled up after that while karma did the rest. I'm Adam, 33, male. I've been turning wrenches for 12 years, and now I own my own shop in Columbus, Ohio. We handle everything from basic oil changes to full restorations, whatever rolls through the door. My girlfriend, Tessa, 31, worked as some senior account manager at a commercial real estate firm. She always dressed like she was about to close $1 million deal. We'd been together for 3.5 years. She'd been dropping hints about marriage for a while, showing me rings on Instagram, talking wedding venues with her friends. So I figured it was time. I saved up for 6 months, put aside everything I could. Finally bought a ring for $4,800. 1 carat, white gold from a real jeweler, not some mall kiosk. Beautiful ring. I had this whole plan, thought it was perfect. I was going to propose at a nice downtown restaurant. Then, of course, her mom, Karen, announces she's planning this huge family dinner. Tessa keeps going on about how important it is that I make a good impression. Red flag number 1, by the way, I'd met her family like a dozen times already. The day of the dinner, I'm getting ready. I bought a new suit, went to Men's Warehouse, got fitted, dropped $600 I couldn't really spare. Tessa had been making comments about how I needed to dress better around her family. Picked her up at her place. She lives in this nice apartment complex I've been helping pay for, even though my name isn't on the lease. She takes one look at me and wrinkles her nose. Is the suit new? Yeah. You've been saying I needed to dress better. She waves it off with a smile. We should go. Don't want to be late. Great. Awesome start. We drive 30 minutes to her parents' place in Upper Arlington, big colonial house. Lawn looks like they manicure it with scissors. Her dad, Edwards, is some high-powered executive at a logistics company. Her mom doesn't work, but she treats her charity board work like she's running a Fortune 500. They were always nice enough to my face, but I could feel them sizing me up every time. The dinner was the usual. Fancy setup, multiple courses. Her brother-in-law, Derek, the cardiologist, talked about his new boat. Her sister, Michelle, showed off photos from their Bahamas vacation. Tyler, who's 26 and still living at home while finding himself, talked about his investments. I kept pretty quiet, used the right fork, kept my elbows off the table, smiled at the right times. The ring box was burning a hole in my jacket pocket. My plan was to do it after dessert. So we're on dessert when Tessa's mom starts asking about our plans. I saw my shot, my heart pounding. I stood up, my legs shaking, pulled the ring box from my pocket. Tessa's eyes went wide. Her mom gasped. I dropped to one knee, opened the box, and the diamond caught the light. I started my whole speech about how the past 3.5 years had been amazing, how Tessa is smart and beautiful, how I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. And then, the silence felt like forever. Tessa just stared at the ring. Her face went from shocked to confused to disgusted. Are you serious right now? Confused, I looked up. Yeah, I love you. Will you? She pointed at the ring like I just handed her a dead fish. What is that? It's 1 carat white gold from a jeweler downtown. 1 carat. She repeated it like I just insulted her entire bloodline. Michelle's ring is 3 carats. My friend Ashley got 2.5. And you thought you were going to propose with 1? I'm still on one knee, everyone's staring, and I feel like an idiot. Tessa, it's what I could afford. That's when she really let loose. What you could afford, Adam? You're a mechanic. You work on cars. Do you know what it's like telling people my boyfriend fixes transmissions for a living? Her dad tried to jump in. Tessa, that's not... No, Dad. He needs to hear this. She stood up, voice getting louder. I've been waiting 3 years for you to get your act together. To do something with your life. Be someone I could actually be proud of. I'm frozen, still on one knee like a damn fool. And you thought proposing with a tiny ring at a family dinner was going to cut it? This is pathetic, Adam. You're pathetic and cheap. She grabbed the ring box right out of my hand, took the ring out and chucked it across the room. It bounced off the wall and disappeared behind her dad's liquor cabinet. Her mom gasped, Tessa, but she wasn't done. I'm not marrying a mechanic. I'm not spending my life worrying about money, driving used cars, living in some small house. My friends are marrying doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs. Michelle married a cardiologist. And you want me to marry someone who changes oil filters? She wasn't done. The words kept coming. You have no ambition. You're content being mediocre, running your little garage, working on your little cars. You'll never be more than what you are right now, and I deserve better. Something in me clicked. I was silent for a moment, and then I looked at her. Really looked at her. You're absolutely right. She blinked, not expecting that. You deserve better. And so do I. I walked over to the liquor cabinet, got down on my hands and knees, found the ring, put it back in the box, slipped it in my pocket, stood up, brushed off my pants. Thank you for dinner, Karen. Edward, it was lovely, I said, turning to Michelle and Derek. Always a pleasure. Tyler, good luck with the crypto. I started walking to the door. Adam, where are you going? I stopped, turned around one last time. I'm going to find someone who doesn't think I'm a worthless piece of garbage. Oh, come on. You're being dramatic. Am I? I shot back. You just threw my engagement ring at a wall. Silence. You know what the funny part is, Tessa? I said, feeling the weight of it. You just did me the biggest favor of my life. Showed me exactly who you are before I made a mistake. I looked at her parents. Thank you for raising someone who values money over character. Really dodged a bullet there. I left, got in my truck, and drove away. I could hear her yelling my name behind me, but I didn't look back. I just drove straight to my buddy Cole's place. He takes one look at my face, doesn't even ask. Just hands me a drink and waits. I told him everything. He was quiet for a minute, then started laughing. So, you bought a $5,000 ring, got fitted for a suit, drove to her parents' mansion, and proposed, and she thinks you're the one without standards? Yeah. Her loss, I said, shaking my head, but it was about to be way bigger than she thought. I woke up on Cole's couch Sunday morning with a splitting headache and like 90 missed calls. Tessa called 34 times, her mom 8 times, even her sister twice. The texts were a journey through the 5 stages of denial. They started with her asking where I was, saying we should talk like adults, then shifted to me being ridiculous, how she was just caught off guard, then guilt-tripping about how I abandoned her, and finally calling me pathetic for walking out and humiliating her. I deleted them all, blocked her number, blocked her on Instagram, Facebook, everything. Done. Cole made coffee and eggs. By the way, he's been my best friend since high school. Works as a contractor now. Big dude. Blunt as can be. Loyal to a fault. So, what's the plan? He asked. Move on. Focus on the shop. Forget she exists. He leans back with this grin. Nah, man. Think bigger. Bigger how? She thinks you're some loser with no ambition, right? Prove her wrong. Make her regret every word. He had a point. I'd been holding myself back for years, trying to be what she wanted. The shop was doing fine, but I hadn't pushed it as hard as I could, and that was about to change. I had never really invested in it, never expanded, never went after the high-end jobs I knew I could handle. But Cole laid it out for me. Expand the business. Hire another mechanic. Get better equipment. Start taking on restoration jobs full-time. Document everything. Start an Instagram for the shop. Build a brand. Make her watch you succeed without her. That's the best revenge. And I had something she didn't know about. That ring store had a 30-day return policy. That's $4,800 coming right back into my pocket. Monday morning, I was at the shop early. Colin's auto repair wasn't huge. 2 bays, a small office, a waiting area that needed updating. But it was mine. I bought it 3 years ago from the guy who trained me. The place had potential. Logan was already there working on a Civic. I hired him about a year ago, fresh out of tech school. He's 24, eager, and a good worker. He looks up when I walk in. Heard your weekend was rough. Who told you? Your ex called the shop Saturday night looking for you. What did you tell her? I said I didn't know where you were. He laughs. She called me a liar and hung up. Of course she did. I shake my head. Sorry about that. Don't be. She sounded insane. Smart kid. Spent that day actually making a plan. I called the jeweler, confirmed I could return the ring. Made a list of equipment upgrades I'd been putting off. Researched paint booth prices. Looked into financing for a frame machine. That night, I went back to my apartment, had the landlord change the locks, found a bunch of Tessa's stuff scattered around, boxed it all up, and took photos just in case. Her problem now. Tuesday morning, she shows up at the shop. I'm under a Tahoe doing a transmission flush when Logan comes back looking uncomfortable. Your ex is here. Tell her I'm busy. I did. She says it's important. Tell her I don't care if she's on fire. I'm busy. Logan goes back out. I can hear her voice getting louder. Then she's in the garage, heels clicking on concrete. Adam, we need to talk. I roll back under the Tahoe. No, we don't. You're being childish. I roll back out, stand up, grab a shop rag. No, Tessa. We don't need to talk. Get away from here. I'm busy. She tries to backtrack. Okay. I was caught off guard. You should have discussed proposing with me first. That's not how proposals work. You know, the thing you've been hinting about for 3 years. I have expectations. Standards. Yeah, I noticed. I lean against the Tahoe. Here's the thing. I got your stuff boxed up. Dropping it off tonight. We're done. Don't call. Don't come by. Don't contact me. You can't just throw away 3 years over one bad night. Watch me. Her face shifts to actual anger. Fine. You want to throw away 3 years? Be my guest. But don't come crying to me when you realize what you lost. I won't. She stares at me for a second, then storms out. Logan watches her drive away and whistles. That was satisfying. It really was. But I wasn't done yet. Not even close. 2 weeks after the disaster dinner, my life looked completely different. First thing, I returned that ring. I walked into the jeweler Tuesday afternoon, explained the situation. The jeweler looked genuinely sorry for me. I got my $4,800 back, plus another $3,000 I'd been saving for the wedding. Bought a professional-grade diagnostic scanner, alignment machine, and paint gun setup. The rest went to parts inventory. But the real change was mental. I stopped playing small. Started saying yes to jobs I'd turned down before. Classic car restoration? Bring it. Full engine rebuilds? Let's go. Custom work? Absolutely. Word spread fast. I did a full restoration on a 1970 Chevelle for a guy who owns a local bar. He posted pictures on Facebook and tagged the shop. Suddenly, I had 3 more classic car owners calling. I did a paint correction and detail on a brand new Corvette for a lawyer, who then sent his entire firm our way. Started that Instagram Cole suggested. Posted photos of the builds, before and after shots, detail shots. Got 200 followers in the first week, then 500, then 1,000. People loved watching the progress. 3 weeks in, I hired a second mechanic, a guy named Tony, 38. He worked at a dealership for 15 years and was sick of corporate nonsense. Knew European cars better than anyone I'd met. Brought his own clients with him. Now it's me, Logan, and Tony. Money started rolling in. Real profit. I paid off my truck. Paid off the remaining loan on the shop equipment early. Started actually saving. And I felt good. Woke up excited to go to work. Stayed late because I wanted to, not because I had to. Lost 15 pounds. Stress weight. Cole came by one Saturday morning with coffee and donuts. He watched me working on a classic Bronco restoration. You look different. Happier. I am. He grinned. Heard through the grapevine Tessa's been asking about you. Oh yeah? My girlfriend knows her sister. Apparently, Tess has been checking your Instagram. Sees the shop doing well. Might be having regrets. Too bad. I said. Way too late. That afternoon, I got a DM on Instagram from Tessa's friend Ashley. Hey, I know things ended badly with you and Tessa, but I wanted to bring my husband's Audi in for work. Heard great things. I stared at that message for a minute. But business is business. I replied, sure. Shop hours are on the profile. Ashley shows up Monday morning with her husband, a finance guy named Brett, driving an A7. Nice car. Needed full service. They seemed genuinely impressed with the shop. Ashley looks around, surprised. Tessa always made it sound like you worked out of someone's garage or something, but this is really professional. She saw what she wanted to see. I'm starting to realize that they left the car, came back 3 days later. Brett's thrilled with the work, paid full price, plus a $100 tip. Ashley took pictures, posted them on Instagram, and tagged the shop. Tessa commented within an hour. Something passive-aggressive about me staying busy with my little garage. Ashley replied, "It's actually really impressive and professional. You should see it." Screenshot that. I sent it to Cole. He sent back laughing emojis. The real kicker came Friday night at a bar with Cole and some friends watching the game when I hear a familiar voice behind me. Adam Collins. No way. I turned around. Sandra from high school. I hadn't seen her in probably 10 years. She looked great, confident. Turns out she just moved back to Columbus, running a marketing firm downtown. Successful, independent, actually impressed when I said I owned Collins Auto Repair. "I follow your Instagram. That Chevelle restoration was insane." We ended up talking for an hour. She was funny, easy to talk to, genuinely interested in the work. When she left, she gave me her card. "We should grab coffee sometime. Maybe collaborate on marketing stuff." Cole elbowed me after she walked away. "She's into you." "Stop. She's just being friendly." "That was flirting. You're just out of practice." "Shut up, Cole." But maybe he was right. I texted Sandra the next morning. Set up coffee for Tuesday. I was building and it was about to get more interesting. Coffee with Sandra turned into dinner. Dinner turned into her hiring me to work on her Subaru WRX. Working on her car turned into her introducing me to half her network of young professionals who all drove nice cars and had money to maintain them. Within a month, Collins Auto Repair became the spot for Columbus under 40 professional crowd. Lawyers, doctors, tech people, entrepreneurs, all bringing vehicles because Sandra made us her personal recommendation. Instagram went from 1,000 followers to 5,500. Business was thriving. I hired a third mechanic just to keep up. A guy named Chris, mid-20s, specialized in imports. Now we had 4 people working the bays. Then Sandra and I started dating. Yeah, I know. Cole was right. Nothing too serious at first. She was different from Tessa in every way that mattered. She thought the shop was cool. Asked questions about the work. Never once made me feel like I wasn't good enough. 2 months after the disaster dinner, Cole called with interesting news. Tessa got demoted. How do you know? My girlfriend works in the same building. Apparently, Tessa missed a major deal deadline, lost a client, got knocked down from senior account manager. And just like that, the world turned to regular account manager, pay cut, and everything. I should have felt bad. Didn't. Oh, and she's trying to get out of her Lexus lease early. But the penalties are brutal. Can't afford it anymore. That same week, I posted a photo on Instagram. Me and Sandra standing in front of a 1969 Camaro I just finished restoring. Full restoration. Sold it for $68,000 to a collector in Chicago. In the photo, Sandra's got her arm around me. Both of us grinning. That post got 2,000 likes. Comments were wild. Relationship goals. That car is fire. You two are cute together. Tessa saw it. No, because Ashley texted, warning me Tessa was losing it. Been crying all evening. Said she might reach out. Sure enough, that night I got a message request from a new account. Tessa, obviously trying to get around the block, asking if we could please talk. Said she made a huge mistake. Missed me, saw what I was doing with the shop and was so proud. Screenshot it, sent it to Cole, didn't reply. She sent 3 more messages over the next hour. Each one more desperate. The last one asked if that was my girlfriend in the photo. Said she wasn't even that pretty. Asked if I was really going to throw away what we had for her. Blocked that account, too. Next Monday, something interesting happened. Logan came back looking uncomfortable. Tessa's mom is here. I walked out to the waiting area. Karen standing there, looking way less polished than at that dinner. No makeup, casual clothes, seemed tired. Adam, thank you for seeing me. What can I do for you, Karen? I want to apologize for what happened at dinner. Tessa was out of line. We should have stopped her. Apology noted. Anything else? She looks around the shop. You've done well for yourself. Thank you. Then the real reason. Tessa's been having a hard time lately. I know she made a mistake. A big one. Is there any chance you'd reconsider? Karen, I respect you, but your daughter humiliated me in front of your entire family because I'm a mechanic. There's no coming back from that. She was scared of commitment, of ending up dependent. That's her problem to work through, not mine. She tries explaining about Tessa being scared of ending up dependent, projecting her fears. I understand she's struggling, but she showed me who she was over 3 years. Someone who looks down on honest work, who values image over substance, who only recognizes value after it's gone. Karen nodded slowly. You're right. I just wanted to try. Then she left. That night, Sandra came by after I closed. I told her about Karen's visit. She's panicking, seeing you succeed and realizing she messed up. What are you going to do? Nothing. Just keep building. Sandra grinned. Come to this business networking event with me next week. Why? It's downtown. Bunch of professionals. Tessa's company will be there. Open event. That feels petty. It is petty, but it's also justice. She had a point. Agreed to go. The networking event was the following Thursday. Wore my good suit. Sandra looked stunning in a black dress. We walked in together. She knew half the room. Introduced me as Adam Collins, who owns Collins Auto Repair. Been there maybe 20 minutes when I saw her. Tessa, standing near the refreshment table with coworkers. She looked tired. She saw me. Her face went white. Eyes moved to Sandra next to me, then back. I watched her excuse herself and start walking over. Sandra squeezed my arm. Tessa stopped a few feet away. Up close, she looked worse. Dark circles under makeup. Hi, Adam. Hey. Awkward silence. I didn't know you'd be here. Sandra invited me. Networking opportunity. She looks at Sandra. Tries to introduce herself. I'm Tessa, Adam's ex-girlfriend. Turns to Sandra. This is Sandra, my girlfriend. Tessa's fake smile cracked. Sandra extends her hand. Nice to meet you. Adam's told me about you. I see. Silence again. So, how's work going? I keep my voice casual. She lies. It's fine. Busy. That's good. Heard you got demoted, but wasn't sure if it was true. Her face twitches. The shop's doing great. Actually expanding soon. Looking at buying the unit next door. That's great. I'm happy for you. Thanks. Yeah. Things really took off after. I pause. Well, you know, she knows. We should grab drinks sometime. My friend group, Ashley and Brett, came by the shop, said it was great. Her face twitched again. She stammered something about maybe said she should get back to her coworkers. Good seeing you, Tessa. She practically ran back to her group. Sandra waited until Tessa was out of earshot. That was brutal. Too much. Nope. Perfect. She had it coming. Stayed another hour. Made good connections. Sandra introduced me to a real estate developer who needed fleet maintenance. Tessa was watching from across the room. Leaving, I checked Instagram. Tessa posted a vague, sad quote 30 minutes ago. You don't realize what you have until it's gone. Cole commented, maybe don't throw engagement rings then. Drove back to my place. Life was good, but it wasn't done yet. Not even close. A month after the networking event, Tessa made her big play. Backfired spectacularly. Started with a Google review. 1 star. Posted under a fake name but obviously her. Claimed terrible service. Scratched car. Unprofessional owner. The works. Complete fiction. I saw it the morning it posted. Showed Logan and Tony. We all laughed because it was obviously fake. Responded publicly asking for proof of service. I screenshotted everything. Pulled a quick activity report from our CRM and filed a Google business profile dispute under their user-contributed content policy. Fake, misleading, plus coordinated stuff. Attached our work order list showing none of those cars. We're here. She didn't respond. 2 days later, 3 more fake reviews appeared. All 1 star, all claiming terrible service, damaged vehicles, all obviously coordinated. This was actually a problem. Our shop had 9 stars from 100 plus legitimate reviews. These fake ones dropped us to 5. For a business that relies on reputation, that's serious. But here's where Tessa screwed up. Used a VPN and fake emails but didn't mask the writing style. All 4 reviews used similar phrasing, similar complaints. I called a buddy who does IT work, asked if he could trace the reviews, called back the same day. All 4 reviews came from IP addresses connected to the same apartment complex. Which one? Tessa's building. Bingo. Emailed me a full report. Timestamps, IP addresses, everything documented. Took that straight to Google. Filed a complaint. 3 days later, all 4 fake reviews were removed. Didn't stop there. Posted about it on Instagram without mentioning names. Just made it clear a competitor tried tanking our reputation with fake reviews. Got caught. All fake reviews removed. Said, "We stand by our work and always keep receipts." Post blew up. 3,000 likes. Comments were savage. People asking who tries to ruin a small business like that. Ashley texted, "Was that Tessa?" Can't say. It was definitely her. She's been obsessed with your Instagram. Not handling things well. 2 days later, another move. The landlord called, saying he got a strange complaint about me from another tenant. Noise complaints about me working on cars in the parking lot at night. Complete nonsense. Adam, I know it's garbage. You never work on cars in the parking lot. Who filed it? Someone not even in the building. Wrong address entirely. Name on the complaint was Tessa Price. Don't worry about it. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Appreciate it. Tessa was escalating, and I hadn't even done anything. Just existed successfully while she imploded. That weekend, she made her biggest mistake. Showed up at the shop Saturday afternoon. I'm working on a Porsche 911 restoration. $45,000 job for a collector. Sandra was there too in the office doing some work. Tessa walked into the garage. I rolled out from under the Porsche. Saw her standing there in jeans and a sweater, looking rough. "We need to talk." "No, leave." "Adam, please." 5 minutes. "You wrote fake reviews about my shop. Called my landlord with fake complaints. Been stalking my Instagram. Nothing to talk about." She started crying. Real tears. "I'm sorry. I've been a mess. I can't eat. Can't sleep. I lost my promotion. I'm gonna lose my apartment. Everything's falling apart. And I miss you. I miss us. There is no us. There was you using me while looking down on me until you found something better. Then I had the audacity to propose, and you humiliated me. I know. I hate myself for it. Can we start over, please?" Sandra appeared in the office doorway, arms crossed, watching. Tessa saw her. Expression hardened. Tears stopped. "Is this because of her? You're throwing away 3 years because of some rebound? You already threw it away. Now you're just upset because I'm doing better without you." She turned to Sandra. "You're not even that pretty. What do you have that I don't?" Sandra didn't miss a beat. Self-respect and actual respect for him. Tessa lost it. Started screaming about how I'm nothing without her. How I'll always be a loser. How she was the best thing that ever happened to me. Full meltdown. Tony came out from the other bay, took one look, quietly pulled out his phone, started recording. "You need to leave now before I call the cops." "You wouldn't." "I absolutely would. You're trespassing." She stood there shaking and crying for another moment, then finally left, peeled out of the parking lot, tires squealing. Tony kept the video, posted a clip on Instagram stories. Just the end where she's screaming about me being a loser mechanic, Sandra standing calm in the background. Caption about when someone can't handle your success. Didn't tag anyone. Got 10,000 views in 2 hours. Monday morning, I got a call from Tessa's boss at the real estate company. Guy named Richard. Mr. Collins, I'm calling about an incident over the weekend. We saw concerning behavior on social media. Can you verify if Tessa Price showed up at your business and caused a disturbance? Yes, sir. I have video. Could you send that to me? We're conducting an internal review. Sent him the full video. 20 minutes later, he called back. Thank you. We're taking this very seriously. 2 days later, Ashley texted. Tessa got fired. Went to her boss's office crying. Tried to explain the video. Ended up having a breakdown. They let her go. She's moving back in with her parents. Everything was falling apart for her. But she had one more play left, and this one would require my final move to end it permanently. 6 weeks after the shop incident, Tessa's life had become a cautionary tale. Her sister Michelle called me one evening in early October. We'd always gotten along okay. Adam, I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from. What's up, Michelle? It's about Tessa. I know you don't owe her anything, but I'm worried about her. Really worried. I told her I'm listening. She explained. Tessa moved back in with their parents. Depressed. Barely leaves her room. Been applying for jobs, but once companies check her references, they pass. Word spreads in that industry. Totaled her Civic last week running a red light. Wasn't hurt, but car's gone. I'm sorry she's struggling, Michelle, but there's nothing I can do. I know. I'm not asking you to take her back. God, no. I just wanted you to know she hit rock bottom. She talks about you constantly, about how she destroyed the best relationship she ever had. We hung up, told Sandra about the call later. Feel bad. A little, not enough to do anything about it. Good. Tessa made her bed multiple times. The following weekend was the Columbus Auto Show. Entered the 1969 Camaro I'd restored. Full frame-off restoration. Won Best in Show for restorations. $5,000 prize plus major recognition. Local news interviewed me. Columbus Magazine wanted to do a feature on the shop. Local mechanic builds dream business. Riding high. The shop doubled revenue in 4 months. Hired a 4th mechanic. Signed a lease on the unit next door. Sandra and I were getting serious. Life was objectively great. Then I got the email from Tessa. Subject line, please read this. Should have deleted it, but curiosity is powerful. Opened it. Long apology. Said she doesn't expect forgiveness. How she panicked that night wasn't about the ring or my job. Was about her. She was scared. Her parents had this picture of who she should marry, and she let that get in her head. Went on about how I was everything she needed, but she was too blind to see it. Knows she destroyed us and hurt me. Knows she doesn't deserve another chance, but wanted me to know she made the biggest mistake of her life. Says she's sorry for everything. Hope someday I can forgive her. Read it twice. Showed Cole. That's actually kind of genuine. Yeah, genuine. My ass. I don't care. That's why I like you, bro. I wrote back one message. Tessa, I appreciate the apology, but you showed me exactly who you were. I'm not angry anymore. Just grateful you rejected that proposal before I made the biggest mistake of my life. Hope you find whatever you're looking for, but it's not going to be with me. Sent it, blocked her email, done. 2 days later, got a call from an unknown number. Answered out of habit, heavy breathing, then sobbing. It was her, calling from someone else's phone. Adam, I'm sorry. I read your email. I need to see you, please. One conversation face to face. Then I'll leave you alone forever. Promise. Sighed. Fine. One conversation at the shop tomorrow at noon. 30 minutes max. That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sandra wasn't happy. Why are you giving her anything? She doesn't deserve your time. I need her to hear it from me face to face one final time. Then it'll really be done. You're a better person than me. Just tired of this hanging over everything. The next day, noon on the dot, Tessa showed up. Looked terrible, sat in my office, door open, Logan and Tony working within earshot. Thank you for seeing me. You have 30 minutes. Say what you need to say. She took a shaky breath, started explaining therapy, how her therapist helped her realize stuff about herself, how she tied her self-worth to external validation. Yeah, whatever. Went on about how she was wrong about everything, that I'm honest and hardworking and loyal, that she was too shallow. Then the ask, is there any chance we could try again? Start over? I'm different now. Nope. She flinched. You didn't change. You just lost everything, and now you're looking for someone to save you. 6 months ago, if I'd shown up with $1 million, you would have said yes to that proposal. But I showed up with honest work and a genuine heart, and you threw it in my face. She tried to argue, but I cut her off. You don't miss me. You missed the security I provided while you looked for something better. I know because you didn't apologize after that dinner. Didn't realize you were wrong when I moved out. Didn't have regrets when I started succeeding. Only started reaching out when you saw me happy with someone else. That's not love. That's regret that your safety net's gone. She's crying now. Full crying. I'm just being honest. You need to work on yourself. Find your own worth. Build a life you're proud of. But you're not going to do that with me. We're done. I love you. No. You love the idea of not being alone. There's a difference. She sat there crying for another minute, then stood up, wiped her eyes. I hope you're happy. I hope Sandra treats you better than I did. I am, and she does. Goodbye, Tessa. She left. Watched her get into her mom's car. They drove away. Gone. Finally. Actually, truly gone. Cole called 10 minutes later. How'd it go? It's over. For real this time. How do you feel? Free. And I did. 3 months after that final conversation, everything came full circle in a way I couldn't have predicted. Mid-January, shop expansion was complete. Collins's Auto Repair had officially become Collins's Auto Works. For Bays now, dedicated paint booth, customer lounge that didn't look like a DMV waiting room, grown to 7 employees total. Instagram following hit 15,000. Sandra and I moved in together. Real partnership, real future. Found a nice place. She supported me to think bigger, dream bigger, but never once made me feel like what I did wasn't enough. Got a call one afternoon from a number I didn't recognize. Answered while working on a Tesla Model S. Guy introduces himself as Edward Price, Tessa's father. Adam, I want to apologize for what happened at that dinner. Karen filled me in on everything after the reviews, the stalking, all of it. That's not how we raised Tessa. I appreciate that. But more importantly, I want to thank you. Thank me? He explained. Said what I did, walking away with dignity, building my life without her. That taught Tessa a lesson they never could. She'd been coasting for years, treating people like stepping stones. Never had to face real consequences until me. Said she's actually working on herself, got a job at a smaller firm, moved into her own apartment, learning to be a person. I just wanted you to know you handled everything with more class than most men would have. You could have destroyed her reputation completely, but you just moved on and succeeded. That showed a lot about you. We talked for a few more minutes. He asked about the shop and seemed genuinely interested. Said if he ever needed work done, he'd bring his cars by. We hung up on good terms. That weekend was the big Columbus Business Awards. Sandra's marketing firm got nominated for Rising Small Business. We got dressed up. We looked good together. The event was at the convention center. Huge crowd, fancy setup. Sandra's firm won their category. I was genuinely proud of her. We celebrated, took pictures, mingled at the refreshment table getting drinks when I heard a voice behind me. Adam. I turned around. Tessa. She was different. Looked normal. Tessa. Hey. I wasn't sure if you'd be here. Saw Collins's Auto Works got nominated for Rising Business of the Year. Yeah. Didn't win, but the nomination was cool. You should have won. Your shop's incredible. Awkward silence. How are you doing? Better. Actually better. She explained she was working for a smaller firm now. Commercial leasing, nothing glamorous. Got her own apartment in Clintonville, paid for by her work. Said she'd been in therapy working on stuff. How's your family? Michelle and Derek are good. Tyler finally moved out. Parents are dealing. She paused. My dad called you. He did last week. He felt terrible about everything. Sandra appeared next to me, slipped her arm through mine, and properly introduced herself this time. They shook hands. Civil. Mature. Tessa complimented Sandra's firm on their win. Sandra thanked her and said she heard Tessa was doing well at her new position. Tessa said, "Small steps, but forward steps." We stood there for a moment. "I should go. Just wanted to say hi. I'm glad you're happy. You both deserve it." She walked away before I could respond. Sandra watched her go. That was surprisingly mature. Yeah, people can change when they actually want to. On the drive home, Sandra asked if I ever regretted how it all went down. I thought about it. About that dinner, the ring hitting the wall, the months after. No, if Tessa had said yes that night, I'd be married to someone who thought I was worthless. Would have spent years trying to be someone I'm not. Instead, I'm here, running a successful business I'm proud of, dating someone who actually respects me, living on my own terms. 6 months later, Collins's AutoWorks landed a contract with a luxury dealership. A year later, we'd open a second location. 2 years later, I'd propose to Sandra with a ring I could actually afford. And she'd say yes without even looking at the carat size. But that morning, sitting in my garage with my best friend and a cup of coffee, looking at the business I'd built from scratch, that was enough. Tessa was right about one thing at that dinner. I had no ambition to be what she wanted. She was looking for someone to fund her lifestyle. Turns out, I did have ambition, just not for the things she valued. I had ambition to build something with my own hands, to create something lasting, to earn respect instead of demanding it, to be with someone who saw my worth without me having to prove it daily. And that made all the difference. The shop door opened. First customer of the day. A guy with a classic Mustang needing restoration work. Let's see what we're working with. Life was good. YouTube had just dropped this new hype feature. If you're hooked on this story, smash that hype button. It tells YouTube, this video deserves to blow up. And it keeps even crazier stories coming your way.